Now, what do they talk about Peter Obi with this? Understand? The guy they always talk true. You know, because people don't talk saying, donate, give them food, do this one for flood. Now only him be the first person, the first among every other person who suspend in campaign and every other thing, go visit people who get flooding, donate some money to them. He didn't talk saying no give anybody one food or anything. He just supported the way they there presently and give the money where he go fit give at the moment. And some people don't take and say, do this one, don't do that one. Nigerian people know like better thing. Most Nigerians, they prefer their tribe than the betterment of this country. And I would make Obaseki talk say, if APC win again, so this country will break up. Because people just play tribal, which is not good. Understand? Listen to this man. Look at what he's saying. You go not say person where they talk to go talk to, and you go not person where they real and person where be fake. And we cannot continue our old ways and expect something new. You get as it be. And the truth be that, you get as it be. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Do you understand me? So all these things, I don't tire, I beg. Listen to Peter Obi. You go happy the way you watch an interview, the way you hear him they talk. You know, say, now person where you go enjoy in talk, you go enjoy in conversation, you go enjoy in chat with people. Because all these other people, they run away from this thing. They are all running away from it. But at the end of the day, all of them won't be candidate. They won't win. They won't do this one. They don't do that one. But they won't win. Understand? At the end of the day, they go still they lie. They go lie against person. They talk all these things we know they. You understand what I mean? Watch this video. I beg, tell me what you think about this man. If they make sense, I know they make sense. Now this man you want, I know be him you want. You want all these old men where they play olden days politics, we don't keep us where we did now. I know they like talk too much again for my videos. For those who they abuse, make una abuse, no problem. We there for now. I will expect. And if you get sense, make you get. If you don't get sense, then keep on doing your rubbish. For those who they like my video, where they subscribe, God will bless you now. We will see and we will appreciate ourselves. Subscribe, share, drop a comment. We will see you for next video. God bless. Bye.
Is it 24 or 12 loaves of bread? And that you have been stingy in providing support. Can you tell us how many loaves of bread that you provided and what your experience has been, on your tours?
Ruben, thank God we were able to laugh today. I can tell you what Nigeria is going today in terms of this flooding is far, far more devastating than it seems. For those of us who haven't experienced it. Ruben, I was part of the 2012 flooding. This is far more than 2012. You can even see it in death. In 2012, about 300 and something people died. And of course, the lands and everything that have been devastated, this is far worse. It's huge. The entire Bayelsa, for example, apart from maybe government house and a few facilities, is under the water. Similar situation in some parts of Delta, in some parts of rivers, in some parts, you can go on and on and on. Over 2,000 homes are under the water. And of course, millions of people are displaced and their IDP camps, and of course, children out of school is something you cannot imagine. And everything. So for me, I don't even think it's not just stopping campaign. What I saw is far more than I can imagine. In terms of donation or bread, providing bread, I've never provided any food, be it one bread to any listen. Whatever you must have seen is what people brought on their own to where I visited. What I've known is to ask those who are involved or areas where I've went, I've asked the state or anybody that is coordinating them to give me a bank account so I can help. But what I found in some of the IDP camps is that when I was going around and talking to the people who are there, they will tell you that they don't even have 1 naira. So what I've done immediately, I say, okay, how many people are here? And they will say there are 2,000 or 3,000, as the case may be. I can say, okay, Why don't you give them this 2 million or 3 million, 5 million, so they can just share so that people can have, even if it's 1 naira. Some of them were begging me, sir, give us 100 naira. So we can also, because the government are struggling to feed them, but nobody is giving them even 1 naira. So I'm going to contribute. Ruben, I've been involved in this type of service far before I became governor. And you know yourself very well that in 2012, I came to Jonathan and said I was going to Haiti when they had earthquake, and he said, what are you going here to do? I said, that's what I've done all my life, that I and my family have been involved in such situations all over the world. While we were still talking there, I showed him my sons, is that I withdrawn my son in school. We were going to Haiti. I went to Haiti. The ambassador then will tell you, police people there will tell you, there's us in Haiti. And my son that I withdrew from school. We were there for a week and I was serving governor. So it's not just that today I started doing this. You must intervene. That is the purpose. In Nigeria, the situation is hopeless. If anything Nigeria is supposed to be doing now is dealing with this issue.
All right. And that's why the call for, season of campaign is germane at this point, and other candidates who, have responded, donated, and things like that. But let's go straight to it. Two things. Number one will be, what will be your solution to the climate change problem? Because there's climate change, there's also the dam problem. And that dam problem too, that we've not done to embark for Lado, is also a problem that once Lado was opened, this was affected. And secondly, there's been talk about ecological funds. And I'd like to ask you, while you were governor, what did you do with your own ecological funds? And coupled with the fact that you were also governor in a state that after you left in 2017, Onitsha was said to be one of the most polluted cities in the world. In fact, it had 10 PMS, particulate matters. So let's talk about that.
Well, let me start by my own. I'll start with what you asked about Onitsha. You can go and ask Professor Folade of UN Habitat. I was the first governor ever in Nigeria to approach UN Habitat on urban renewal because of Onitsha. Followed it through by visiting the UN Habitat office in Kenya for them to help us to redesign and do the urban renewal of Onitsha, Newi, and Oka. It's a clear studies. UN Habitat is there. They listen to what I'm saying. I followed it through. On issue of ecological fund and everything, go and read, and I shall forward it to you today. Who is the chief architect of New Map, which is what they are doing today? It was me who went to President Yaradua and told him that the federal government cannot fund erosion menace in Nigeria, especially in the southeast. Now the only way to do it is to bring a long-term loan from federal government, from World Bank, with federal government contribution and the state contribution to deal with this issue. That was how New Map was designed. Between me, John Ode, the governors of the southeast, the New Map you're seeing today. And I'll show you the records. So that I've been involved in all this. I've always believed, yes, there might be, somebody can say, oh, your house is still very dirty, but they don't know how you met it and what you have been able to clean. But like I said, go and verify these two things I said today. My involvement with UN Habitat, how we went to Kenya, who was the first government to do this. Go and look at the records of the New Map. I'll show you later from the ministry, signed by John Ode. You see my contribution to the New Map, which is what everybody is using today to be able to fight the ecological fund and everything. And what will I do in terms of this menace to stop this flooding? There's a combination of so many things that you need to do. You're talking about the issue of are on dam. With short of issue, even the minister said it's rainfall, it's not the dam issue. But if you take the average rainfall in the past 20 years, since 2001, it's remained similar, which means it's predictable the amount of flood that is going to come. But the issue is that you have refused to dredge your rivers.